The aircraft has just passed over me at least 1,000 feet above. Is there any Air Force aircraft in the vicinity?
No known aircraft in the vicinity.
Seems to be playing some sort of game. He's flying over me.
What you are hearing are the final words of Australian pilot Frederick Valentich.
Cannot identify it. It has such speed. It's before me right now, Melbourne.
On October 21st, 1978, Valentich and his Cessna 182 vanished without a trace.
Now he's orbiting. The thing is just orbiting on top of me.
Some say he was the victim of a tragic accident,
It's shiny on the outside.
while others believe something far stranger occurred.
That it's not an aircraft.
In this episode, we fly into the mystery surrounding Valentich's final moments and explore the possibility that his encounter with unidentified flying objects may be the key to unraveling this enigma. But could there be a deeper, more ancient connection to this disappearance? As a 20-year-old pilot with 150 flying hours under his belt, Valentich was eager for the chance to fly solo at night. That fateful evening, he departed from Moorabbin Airport in Melbourne at 6:19 p.m. Flying his Cessna 182L supposedly to King Island, a small, remote spot off the coast of Tasmania. The plan seemed simple enough until he encountered something that would change everything. At 7:06 p.m., Valentich radioed in, claiming something was tailing him, a large, unidentified object. But was this really an aircraft? He reported strange, bright lights, a speed that defied logic, and maneuvers that seemed impossible. He even went as far as saying
That it's not an aircraft.
and then the transmission abruptly cut off. His last communication was at 7:11 p.m. 2 days after Valentich's disappearance, his father, Guido Valentich, went public with a chilling statement. "I hope my son has been taken by a UFO. Maybe they will return him." His son had long been fascinated by UFOs, and some believe that this passion for the unknown may have led to his disappearance. Search and rescue teams scoured the skies, the sea, and the land for days, but there was no sign of Valentich or his plane. After Valentich's disappearance, many believed he was alive, held somewhere in another world, just as his father had suggested. His girlfriend, Rhonda Rushton, even organized a search herself, convinced he was still out there, somewhere. The search concluded on October 25th, and authorities were left with only more questions. Reports quickly spread about a strange metallic sound heard just before Valentich's transmission stopped. Some speculated it was the plane's engine malfunctioning, but others wondered if it was something more out of this world. Eyewitnesses in the area reported seeing a UFO on the same night Valentich vanished. One witness even described a glowing star-shaped object hovering above them for nearly an hour. Was it a UFO? Or is there a more grounded explanation for these lights and the pilot's disappearance? Interestingly, Valentich's disappearance is not the only unexplained event to be linked to strange lights in the sky and vanishing individuals. Many Aboriginal cultures have long spoken of mysterious phenomena in the heavens, some of which bear a striking resemblance to Valentich's final encounter. For thousands of years, Aboriginal Australians have told stories of the Pleiadians, or the Star People. These beings are said to come from the stars, and their connections to Earth are described in numerous Dreamtime stories across various tribes. These legends speak of star beings as taking people, guiding them to other worlds, or offering them knowledge that transcends ordinary understanding. Aboriginal folklore speaks of Bunjil, the eagle, and Duramulum, the Sky Father, beings that possess control over the heavens and could, according to myth, take people from the earth. Some believe that these stories, passed down through generations, could be rooted in truth. Some even speculate that the strange lights Valentich reported are the same kinds of lights described in these ancient tales. Some skeptics argue that Valentich's strange behavior on the radio could have been attributed to disorientation. They propose that the lighthouses at Cape Otway and King Island reflected off clouds, confusing the pilot. Was the bright light he saw merely a trick of the mind, amplified by his fear and inexperience? James McGahey, a former US Air Force major and astronomer, believes the truth might be far less mysterious than we think. He proposes that Valentich became so distracted by what he thought was a UFO that he lost control of his plane. The illusion of a tilted horizon could have led him into what pilots call a graveyard spiral, a deadly descent, and as the engine sputtered, perhaps that was the metallic sound heard on the radio. But McGahey's theory still leaves one important question. Could this have been the result of human error alone? Or was something else at play? It's not an aircraft, is the definitive thing Valentich said before he disappeared, and to this day, no one knows for sure what he meant. Perhaps one of the most puzzling pieces of this story came from Roy Manifold, a Canadian tourist who snapped photos of a sunset just 20 minutes before Valentich's radio call. In his photos, a strange object was caught, rising from the ocean, leaving a trail of blue lights behind. Perhaps this photograph offers a clue? Or is it simply another piece of the mystery? Could Valentich have been taken by extraterrestrials? Or was it simply a tragic sequence of human errors? And do the lights in the sky have a connection to ancient Aboriginal stories of star beings? Well, that's for you to decide. The mystery is still out there, waiting for us to solve. And perhaps, just as Aboriginal cultures have done for millennia, it's time for us to re-examine the skies and legends that have always connected us to them.
That it's not an aircraft.